Welcome to Mystery Theater. Welcome to Mystery Theater, where we take a look at missing persons, providing comprehensive case overviews in a bite-sized, digestible format, attempting to ask the questions necessary to bring closure to loved ones and help bring the missing person home. Tonight we take a look at The Boy in the Box, a 1950s tale that has both confused and horrified the public for over half a century. Are one of the two major theories correct despite the flimsy foundation they seem to be built on? Or is there another explanation entirely? We'll attempt to answer that question tonight on Mystery Theater. In February of 1957, the nude body of a deceased, severely malnourished 4 to 5-year-old boy was found inside a cardboard box in the woods off Susquehanna Road in Fox Chase, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The box the boy was found in had once contained a bassinet of the kind sold by J.C. Penney. His hair had been recently cropped, possibly even after death. Clumps of hair hung to his young body. He had surgical scars on his ankle and groin and an L-shaped scar under his chin. Incredibly, the first person to stumble across the body, a young teen checking his muskrat traps, selfishly chose not to report it, more concerned with whether the police would confiscate his traps than the fate of the young murder victim. A few days later, a young college student chased a rabbit into the underbrush and stumbled upon the boy in the box's body. Though he was also hesitant to have contact with the police, he did reluctantly report the body the following day, and the police opened their investigation on February 26, 1957, taking the young boy's fingerprints. The case received massive media attention. The Philadelphia Inquirer printed 400,000 flyers with the boy's likeness, including them with every gas bill in Philadelphia. Despite this, law enforcement's optimism soon faded when nobody came forward with useful information. The crime scene was searched multiple times by 270 police academy recruits who discovered a child's scarf, a man's blue corduroy cap, and a white man's handkerchief with the letter G in the corner. But all of these clues led nowhere, and nobody ever came forward. The case is unresolved to this day. On March 21, 2016, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released a forensic facial reconstruction of the victim and added him to their database. In August of 2018, Barbara Ray Venter, the genetic genealogist who helped identify the Golden State Killer using a DNA profiling technique, said she was using the same method to try and identify the boy in the box. Amateur groups that use online databases, such as the Doe Network and Web Sleuths, have also tried to find the boy's identity. Many tips have filtered in over the years, but two leads stand out. The first involves a foster home 1.5 miles from the site the body was found. In 1960, Remington Bristow, an employee of the medical examiner's office who doggedly pursued the case until his death in 1993, contacted a New Jersey psychic who told him to look for a house that matched the foster home. Bristow attended an estate sale at the foster home and discovered a bassinet similar to the one sold at J.C. Penney, the type of box the boy was found in. Blankets hanging on clotheslines were similar to the ones the boy's body was wrapped in inside the box as well. This led to Bristow coming to believe the boy belonged to the stepdaughter of the man who ran the foster home, and that they disposed of him to hide her being exposed as an unwed mother. But he did believe the death to be an accident. However, police were not able to find a connection between the boy and the foster home, and after interviewing the foster home owner and stepdaughter in 1998, the foster home investigation was closed. The second theory was brought forth in 2002 by a woman identified only as Martha, who claimed her abusive mother had purchased the boy from his birth parents in the summer of 1954 and physically and sexually abused him for 2.5 years. After vomiting up his baked beans, he was given a severe beating with his head slammed against the floor, leaving him semi-conscious. He was then given a bath where he died. These details matched information known only to police, as baked beans were found in the boy's stomach in his autopsy, and his fingers were water-wrinkled. Martha's mother cut the boy's hair in an attempt to conceal his identity, accounting for the unprofessional haircut and clumps of hair on his body. Martha claimed as they were removing the boy's body from the trunk, a passing motorist stopped and asked them if they needed help with whatever they were doing, and Martha shielded the body while the mother convinced the would-be Samaritan they did not need any help, causing him to drive off. This story corroborated confidential testimony given by a male witness in 1957, who said the body had been placed in a box previously discarded at the scene. Despite all the details seeming to match, police were never able to verify the story, and neighbors claimed there had never been a young boy living there, dismissing the claims as ridiculous. He was also revealed Martha had a history of mental illness. Two more theories, though not considered as likely as the previous two, have been considered. The first being that the victim may have been raised as a girl. The unprofessional haircut and appearance of stylized eyebrows were the basis for this theory. In 2016, two writers from Los Angeles, Jim Hoffman and Louis Romano, believed they had discovered a potential identity from Memphis, Tennessee, and requested the DNA be compared between family members and the child. In December 2017, Homicide Sergeant Bob Coolmere confirmed that the DNA taken from the Memphis man did not match the boy. There was significant media coverage and public attention when the boy was moved from Potter's Field and reburied in 1998 at Ivy Hill Cemetery at Cedar Brook, Philadelphia. His headstone states, "America's Unknown Child." So is one of the two main theories correct? Is the bassinet being in a house described by the psychic merely coincidence? Or do psychics indeed possess the ability to venture into a realm the normal public cannot? Is Martha's mental illness to blame for a false confession, or do the many details provided by her prove that there is more to the story? These are questions we will wonder until someone with concrete evidence comes forward. But until then, we will keep on searching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week on Mystery Theater.
Okay.